So I take a bite of my shrimp tempura and I find out it's a whole fish that's been fried, and I just ate its bones and its eyeballs, and I'm like, I don't know if I can finish this.
Had you ever eaten eyeballs and bones before? Is this the first?
That was the first time. And
oh, nice.
I could probably get used to it if I got over the mental hurdle, because I'm like, I know obviously people eat this in a different part of the world. It's different than me. I just got to get used to it. Because like I saw like whole baby octopus on a stick, or
I'd eat that.
Oysters. Oh, wow. Really?
I love octopus. Ah, so good.
Whoa.
Like ceviche, like in ceviche or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, on a stick, we'll see. Like just eating it like a corn dog. I don't know. I'll try it.
Exactly.
Whatever. Hey, what up, nerds? It's Connor Ann, and today I'm interviewing one of my producers, Diana Rex. She just spent 10 whole days in Japan. Amazing. I'm so jealous. If you don't know a lot about Japan, it's a beautiful island country lying off the east coast of Asia. The national capital is Tokyo, of course, with 37 million inhabitants. It keeps its status as the world's largest city, obviously. Think about that. 37 million. I know the state of California has 39 million people, so put that into perspective in one city. It's freaking nuts. More than 4/5 of Japan's land surface consists of mountains, okay? There are many active and dormant volcanoes. Mount Fuji's last eruption was back in the early 1700s, so I don't think we have to worry about that anytime soon. But Japan is one of the world's most geologically unstable areas. The country experiences more than 1,000 tremors annually, which is pretty terrifying. From my Florida ass, that's shocking. So you've got earthquakes, you've got mountains galore, abundant hot springs, a beautiful coastline, and nearly 7,000 islands, which is not what I think of when I think of Japan. I don't think of the islands, but it's mostly made up of islands, and there are only 421 that are inhabited, which is nuts. But anyways, enough factual information. Let's get into it with Diana. Hey, everybody. We got producer Diana on the pod today. She was just in Japan for 10 whole days, and I just want to hear about it. I want to hear about post-COVID Japan. I want to hear about fun things to do. What'd you eat? What'd you see? What's going on?
Yes. Oh my goodness. So first of all, Japan is amazing, and I think everybody should put it on their bucket list to travel to. It's just one of the most surreal, serene, and magical places I think I've ever been to. It's really interesting because I've wanted to go my whole life, like pretty much since I was 9, and I was like, oh, what's a Japan? And now I finally got to go. Right as soon as they opened their borders, my husband and I are like, okay, let's buy plane tickets. Oh, let's do it this year. Oh, that's a month later. All right, let's go.
Yeah, they booked their tickets 1 month before going. And I remember you telling me that was a bucket list place for you. So that always feels so satisfying to cross that off, right?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. So Japan opened its borders finally in October 2022. We booked our flight for December, like literally like December 1st or December 2nd. And the flights are kind of cheaper since it just opened. So I would say if anyone else wants to go to Japan, like going like sooner rather than later, like if possible, is like kind of awesome because there's not that many tourists right now. So it's just like you can get a really chill experience in Japan. So
what's
should I talk about
the best thing that you ate? What was your favorite food?
Okay, I got this. So I'm a big ramen head. So they had the best kind of ramens. Like there's so many different people in Japan that have like their family businesses that have been like making it for generations. So we tried this place in Kyoto that made like a salty chicken based ramen broth, which is super good, like a lot thicker than like your average, thing. But then my favorite dessert I had was actually something called taiyaki, which is like a fish shaped pancake filled with either like custard or chocolate or red bean paste, which is a treat in Japan. So that was really good.
I love dessert. And you said your typical ramen. I'm thinking, okay, my typical ramen is like cup o noodles that you buy for 15 cents at Walmart. I bet the food there is insane. Yeah. So Japanese things that Americans know, like karate, kimonos, bonsai, nigiri, sumo, wrestling, udon, ramen, Hello Kitty. Like, did you feel like Americans are right about all of this? Were these things you were exposed to constantly or not really? Not the sumo wrestling, but as far as like, I'm sure you can get udon anywhere you go. Did you see Hello Kitty stuff? That's my first question.
Yeah, they had Hello Kitty cafes. They had Hello Kitty like branded merchandise. Like even if you go to like an obscure like shrine or temple, they're like, we have Hello Kitty version at our shrine. And I think I did see some sumo ads. That was pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of, yeah, it's all accurate.
It's all correct. That's good to know. Oh man. So how far was this flight from Florida?
Oh, good question. Okay, so we're at East Coast. So it took about like 4 or 5 hours by JetBlue. We went to the West Coast, and then we had like maybe like a 1 or 2 hour layover, and that was perfect. And then the rest of the flight was 11 hours to Japan. So actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean, that's a long time, but it wasn't that bad.
That is far. But that's all, I mean, understandably so. It's hanging out next to Australia, right?
Yeah, that's true. I think it's like, what, 6 hour flight away? Something like that?
Yeah, it's hours? Like their casual vacation. Yeah. Japan.
Wow.
That's awesome. So I would love to go soon, like in the next couple months, because of what you said, because post-COVID, there aren't that many tourists coming in. And usually I'm sure it's unbelievable because they have 37 million people just in Tokyo. I mean, that's like the entire population of California in one city. Much. That's crazy. I think, I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it the most populated city in the world?
That might be. It might be either the number 1, number 2, or number 7. I'm really bad at numbers, so.
Same. You got 2 people bad at numbers on here. Nice. Oh my gosh. I was looking up, what does sushi mean in Japanese? And it means sour rice.
Oh my gosh. I literally never knew that. And I call myself a fan of Japan.
You're definitely a fan, but do you know any Japanese? Were you learning any while you were there?
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, I learned a couple of phrases that you would say like if someone welcomes you into a store, they say "itadashai," which means like "welcome, come hang out with us." Like they're very polite and sweet. And so my husband and I, we would just like gesture if we didn't know things, but I was trying to teach him a little bit of Japanese before we go, and I was like, the most important one is "toire wa doko desu ka," which means, what do you think?
Where's the bathroom?
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah.
Damn, I'm good. I was like, what is the most common question you ask a stranger? Where's the bathroom? Or where can I get a beer? One of the two.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, I don't know that one. I'll have to update my... So yeah, we knew like a few phrases going in, like what left and right is, hidari, migi, and then like polite things to say, like, you know, to thank someone, obviously. Domo arigato. That's like a very respectful way to say thank you. It's almost like, thank you so very much for your kindness.
Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. They are like that. They're very like open to showing you and letting you enjoy their city, aren't they? Like they just want you to love it. And if you want them to like tell you where to go or help you out with directions, they're like, let me show you the way.
Exactly. Yeah, they're very, very kind. Because of all the pointing and gesturing, they would like, once they got it, they're like, oh yeah, like super sweet. Almost like you're having a joke with your family members that you love.
That's so cute. Tell me more about what you did, where you stayed. I know that once you got there, you probably just wanted to take a big fat nap, but did you stay in the city? Did you stay in an Airbnb or a hotel?
Well, we tried a little bit of everything. So our first night was in Tokyo, which actually was a lot better thanks to this app called Time Shifter, which kind of like on our flight there told us like when to sleep, when to take melatonin, when to block out light, when to get exposed to light, even if it's like not natural light. So anyways, it helped us adjust pretty well our first time there.
That's a pro tip, Time Shifter.
Yeah, Time Shifter. It was super
Helping
great.
with jet lag.
Yeah, it did. It didn't, well, I didn't use it on the way back because we had a 12-hour layover and we're like in LA. So let's go to Disney. So that's exactly what we did. We went to Disneyland in our layover.
Yes. What'd you do with your bags?
So I think we could like ship them ahead of time to Orlando. And then we just like used our backpacks in a coin locker at Disney. So that was pretty cool.
Cute. On your way back from just like this big monstrous trip, you're like, let's take a pit stop at one of the funnest but most exhausting places in America.
Exactly. Well, that's why the flights were like as cheap as they were, because of that long layover. So we're like, you know what, let's make the most of our time. So that's what happened.
Totally. You're not just going to sit and eat Chick-fil-A for 12 hours in the airport.
That's not a bad, secondary option. But yeah, I'm sorry. I think you asked me about hotels and stuff. So our first night there, we stayed in something called a capsule hotel, which is like, it's just like a row of like these high-tech bunk beds. But for $20 a night, you get this like blackout curtain, this like nice cozy little cocoon, like even like a place to store your like toiletries, like a locker for your backpacks and stuff like that. They had like a built-in onsen or like a hot spring, a manga library. Like you could just sit and like read all of their comic books in this like nice quiet lounge. And It also came with like a free curry station, which if you haven't had Japanese curry, you ain't living.
I didn't even know that was a thing. What does it taste like?
Like gravy. It's really good.
Like gravy you put on rice. Is it spicy?
It's got a little spice, but it's not like Indian curry, which is what I thought it was going to be until I tried it. I was like, oh, it's like carrots and potatoes and onions and some sort of Japanese brown gravy, but it's like really good with rice. Like that was actually one of my other favorite meals in Japan, was just trying their curry.
Oh my gosh. I mean, if I went there, pretty much all I feel like I'd do is eat.
Oh yeah.
Eat and eat. I love sushi. I'm getting used to the raw fish thing. It's never been my thing, but I had some really amazing, they call it nigiri, right? Just fresh fish on top of,
Yes.
I had some really good stuff like a couple days ago, and I was surprising myself. I had some yellowtail, had some fish I cannot pronounce. I was like, look at me. Trying.
You gotta try eel. That's like the next step because it's so soft. Oh, it's so good.
Ugh, just saying it's soft makes it sound worse. It's so soft.
Do you want chewy eel? Come on. You want soft eel?
I don't want it. No. I don't want any kind of it, no matter how hard or soft it is.
It's okay.
Is there anything that you were like, I'm not eating that? Absolutely not.
Yeah. I accidentally... So we went to this really nice hot spring, and they had this kaiseki, which is like a built-in like lunch dinner option. They call it half board. And they said, okay, well, everything's included, but you can order something extra. And I was like, oh my gosh, they have shrimp tempura. So I ordered that, and I was like, oh, what's this other thing? I don't know, but it comes with it. So I take a bite of my shrimp tempura, and I find out it's a whole fish that's been fried, and I just ate its bones and its eyeballs. And I'm like, I don't know if I can finish this.
Had you ever eaten eyeballs and bones before?
No.
The first?
That was the first time. And
oh, nice.
I could probably get used to it if I got over the mental hurdle, because I'm like, I know obviously people eat this in a different part of the world. It's different than me. I just got to get used to it. Because like I saw like whole baby octopus on a stick, or
I'd eat that.
Oysters. Oh, wow. Really?
I love octopus. Ah, so good. Whoa. Like ceviche, like in ceviche or something. Oh, wow. Yeah, on a stick, we'll see. Like just eating it like a corn dog. I don't know. I'll try it.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah. But in Japan, they have this kind of philosophy called motonai, which I guess roughly translates to, what a waste. So they try like not to waste food. So it's like considered rude if you like don't eat like everything on your plate. So that was like my one moment of motonai where I was like, I'm such an embarrassing American.
You got shamed for not eating all your eyeballs.
I shamed myself, but yeah, I like didn't look anyone in the eye. I was like, thank you for the food. Gotta go. Bowing out.
I looked at the ground the rest of the day. Okay, speaking of, you just said, obviously it's different. Obviously it's a different culture. They eat different things. Let's talk about the culture. Like, what are things that people like myself who've never been to Japan would be like excited to learn?
Okay, so currently you should get excited because the exchange rate is really nice. It was like everything was 25% off for us because the dollar is stronger right now. I think you can get like 100 or like 1.5% more, for bang for your buck. And as a tourist, if you show your passport at certain locations, like, just big stores, even like electronics shops, you can get everything tax-free, which is nice. There's also no tipping in Japan, which is interesting because I tried to leave like coins, like by this, like an arcade game, like for kids. And the people chased after me with my coins saying, no, please take this back. I'm like, oh, I was just leaving it for kids who want to play. And they're like, no, it's fine. So it's like a big deal. Like if you even leave a single cent over what you owe on your bill, they will chase after you in the streets. It has been confirmed.
That is sweet and sad. You're like, no, take it.
Yeah. But there's like so many interesting rules with cash, actually. Do you mind if I talk about that just for a smidge?
No, please tell me.
Yeah. Japan, it's actually like, even though it's like super high tech, they're actually more of like a nation that uses cash because they're less afraid of pickpockets than they are of like digital credit card theft. So like everyone uses cash. And we ran out of cash once, actually twice. But the first time was the worst because it was on the bus. We're like, we don't have any money to get off. So a nice man had to he was like, hey, I have some change. And he like tried to pay away.
Japanese people are kind.
Yeah, no, they're awesome. But yeah, everywhere we went, pretty much, if they didn't have a card reader, it's like, oh, definitely a cash place. But a lot of places take the subway card, which is interesting. You have to put cash on your subway card, but you could go to a vending machine. You can go to a convenience store, and you could actually pay with your this is the money I used to get on the train. So they have like this really interesting system. But yeah, if you go to Japan, basically make sure you have like 30,000 to 50,000 yen on you at all times, because you don't want to end up in a
50,000 yen on you at all times.
Yeah.
How much is 50,000 yen?
Oh, $50. Yeah.
$50. Wow. Okay. Nice. $50 at all times. Yeah. Having saying you have like a, $100,000 and it's just $100. I kind of like that they do that.
Yeah. It makes you feel very wealthy when you say the thousands. I agree.
How much is a house in Japan? Like a bajillion dollars?
Oh my gosh. I've never looked that up. Wow. We got to figure that out.
$1 zillion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give it a Google, Kenny. Let's see. Let's meander. What about like a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, nothing too nuts. It's going to sound like an insane amount of money.
Well, if you're looking in Tokyo, it'll probably be like $1 zillion. Or wait, a squillion dollars.
A squillion. 1 squillion.
Okay, I'm on it. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready, hit me.
Okay, so we're talking about, this looks like a house here. And it is priced at 400 million yen. And the size is 479 square meters.
That's a lot of numbers.
Square meters. I'm trying to think. Meter. Why
It's like 1,000
why is
square
America
feet.
the only place that does this stupid system? Can't we do meters? Wouldn't it just make more sense? I don't get it.
Yeah, but we have to be different.
Always.
Yeah.
My goodness. Well, that's, first of all, 400 million. That's crazy. I wonder what I'm sure there's a lot of hoops you have to jump through to live in Tokyo. Am I right?
Yeah, it's a little bit harder to live in Tokyo, especially because that's like the most concentrated area and everything is small and tiny. But they pack a lot of punch for their like little spaces too. Actually, one of my favorite things about their little spaces was how they use their bathroom space, because their toilets are pretty awesome and they kind of do everything for you. Except, actually, no, some of them do wash your hands, which is also interesting.
Stop. The toilet washes your hands?
Mm-hmm. They,
No.
This might
Toilet
sound
sink.
weird. Yeah, exactly. So, like, basically, every time you flush, like, new water drains in, but it drains in a sink that's on top of the toilet. So whatever water you use, it's used for the next flush. So there are toilet sinks.
Wait, that sounds like it's saving a lot of water.
Yeah. Yeah. Japan is really good on saving. Yeah.
I can't wrap my head around this. So you're sitting on the toilet and then you stand up and the sink is above your head when you're sitting down?
No, that would be a really big toilet.
I'm so confused. Oh, it's like the back of the toilet.
The back of the toilet. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, I do, but it's just so weird. Like Americans would be like, that's disgusting. And they're just saving water and it's like really efficient and smart.
Yeah. Well, cause like, it's not like you're using the water that you just used. It's the other way around. It's like you're pre-using water and then recycling the water that you used for your next flush. So it's actually quite sanitary. I would have no qualms with that.
But it's attached. I have to see this. I need to do a toilet review for the first time in my life.
Oh, okay.
Japanese toilets.
Oh my gosh, it gets better. I only just scratched the surface about Japanese toilets.
Oh my God. That's what this episode is called.
Basically. Okay. So there's heated seats. Like, it's really nice. You just don't know what you're missing until you try a heated seat toilet. They have... so one of our favorite toilets was one that like greeted us whenever we walked by, and it would like open its lid and like turn its light on and be like, hello, I'm here for you. All of these toilets came equipped with a bidet with like 3 settings, which, hey, don't knock it till you try it. It's actually quite nice. And then my favorite other option was the privacy button, which if you press it, it makes either like rushing river noises or like a bubbling stream, or even like it plays music. And that's just to mask the sound of your number 2. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool.
Why do we have basic ass toilets in America? I feel like we would be getting on top of this faster. The fact that the toilets in Japan have more hospitality than some of the people in America is sad.
That is so true.
That is so funny. It says hi to you. It's like, good morning.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, wait, I learned how to say good morning in Japan.
Yeah?
It's Ohayo.
That's right.
Is that
oh
right?
my gosh. You're so right.
That's
Correct
right.
state. Because one of my friends tried learning that, and they got to Japan and they said, Oklahoma. And they're like, ooh, wrong state.
Oklahoma. Oh my gosh. I would love to go. Like, just all the island countries, are so beautiful. They have so much to offer, and the different locations of these different cities are like Kyoto was wildly different from Tokyo. Am I right?
Yeah.
Kyoto's on my list because I love architecture. I love like old historic buildings, and that is exactly what that is.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you will love Kyoto. That was like our favorite. Is this the toilet?
Sorry, Kenny's showing a picture of the toilet. That's actually pretty pricey. How much is a normal toilet?
Probably this similar, actually.
This is a first class operation here.
First class ass, literally.
Oh
my gosh.
There it is.
Okay. Now that I'm looking at it, I get it. You don't have to make room for a sink. I understand. I still have qualms. I need to use one.
I know that most people can't see this, but if you're listening to this on a podcast and you're not on YouTube, we have on the screen basically a water spout tornado coming out of the toilet.
Is this what happens while you're sitting on
I don't know what kind of marketing that this is, but this marketing team needs to be paid more, because honestly, I would buy it just for this.
Category 5 hurricane cyclone coming out of this toilet. Holy crap. Literally. Okay. I mean, that picture kind of sells me a little bit. It's like, this ain't your average toilet. That's what it's trying to say.
And
This
then
is a plug.
there's also a picture of a pipe, and I guess it's like the internal pipe, but there's a little miniature car going down the pipe.
What is that supposed to be? Is that really what that is? Is that a car?
That's a car, yeah. So
Oh my God. I'm crying. They were like, what should we make the naughty stuff going down? That they just made a race car.
yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to click through all 15 pictures, but I'm doing it.
The fire?
There's a fire. There's a marketing photo with fire. I have no idea what that's
It's just a
trying to do.
toilet sitting in flames.
Yeah, here's another photo of like, I guess they're trying to imply that there's sound coming out of it, kind of like Diana was saying.
Right.
This one's okay. Okay, we're good.
The flames is funny.
Yeah, the flames and the tornado. Oh, a picture of the sink. That's a pretty reasonably sized sink.
It's like an airplane sink is what it looks like, size-wise.
Yeah, I think if we ever needed a marketing team for Travel Nerds, we should
are
definitely
the marketing team.
If we ever get big enough where we can afford to have a marketing team that's not us, I think we got to find these people who decide to do the fire toilet, and then 2 pictures later, the hurricane cyclone toilet.
Diana, Kenny's going to replace us with Japanese marketing team employees.
It's okay. I know their source material. It's memes, basically. You got to invent your own memes with your products. That's all you got to do.
I love the race car going down the pipes. It's like trying to symbolize like it's fast, okay? It's like Autobahn fast
and slick.
Oh, thank you for that. That was hilarious.
No problem. I'll go back on mute now.
Okay.
Oh no, that was a great plug for watching this episode on YouTube. That's perfect.
Yes, honestly, you have to watch it. Or I will make a video. I'll make a little clip video so everyone can see it. Woo! Oh man. Okay. Anything? I know you have more. I know you have more than a toilet to tell me about. What was something where you were like, this is different?
Oh yeah, good question. And it's actually related to bathrooms again. So
great.
I know you're excited. What was I gonna say? Oh, right. So in Japanese like public bathrooms, you won't really find any paper towels. I told one of my friends that, and they thought I meant toilet paper. I was like, no, like that's no, just paper towels.
Who needs it when you have a cyclone? Who needs toilet paper when you have a tornado of water? Woo!
Rear view
That's
warning.
intense.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, you'd have to. So a big thing in Japanese culture is you have like a pocket square, a pocket towel, handkerchief, something like that, just always on hand, because in Japan, since it's an island, like there's, a little bit more creativity when it comes to resources. And because there's so much oil production that is used when you make paper towels, they're like, nah, let's not do that. Let's just be inventive. And so now everyone uses, pocket squares to dry their hands. So that's kind of interesting. It makes for a fun souvenir, especially when you go to Japan, you try to wash your hands, you're like, got to use my pants to dry my hands.
Yeah, that's the worst. And then your butt's wet for like 30 minutes. Ugh.
I know.
So wait, you carry around a pocket square like you're in Peaky Blinders or something. And that's how you wash your hands everywhere you go?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that's how you dry them.
Right.
I mean,
yes, confirmed. I was like, they have high-tech hand washing soap handkerchiefs.
Right. It's like nanobots. No. What else? Okay. So something else that's interesting in Japan, you don't really eat while you walk. That's apparently a very American thing. Even though there's like fast food or like convenience store food, and even like there's like thousands of vending machines, like you might find, I don't know, like 1 per every 3 people, in Tokyo, I would say, because they're just that abundant. But anyways, so those are the only places that you could get something like food or drink to go. But there aren't really many trash cans either. And the streets are like superbly clean. I think I saw like 5 pieces of trash total in my whole 10 days, like on the ground.
It's amazing.
It's so interesting. So this is related to the pocket squares thing. So people not only carry a pocket square, but they carry their own little bag to hold their trash in so they can throw it away when they get home because of the lack of trash cans. So there's like this huge honor system thing going on in Japan where, you just you don't litter. And then even like the stores outside, like they have all of their wares. They even have like unsupervised, like unmanned stores, like literally nobody is there. And it's just the honor system that no one steals the clothing and runs off. It's just a really safe place to live.
That makes me just want to complain about America immediately. That's amazing. And everything there, a word you and I were talking about yesterday, ergonomic.
Yes.
It's so ergonomic. It's designed for efficiency and comfort and people first, people forward, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So isn't the, in relation to that, isn't the commuting experience pretty amazing and simple?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for sure, because Tokyo is so big and so crowded, full of many people, their whole culture is based on, honoring the people around you and making sure everybody as a whole is comfortable. So when you get on like a subway or a train, like there's this like rule that you don't blow your nose, or at least like not loudly, or you don't talk on the phone, or you don't talk like loudly if you're in a group. So that way everyone has like kind of this enjoyable experience. It's like you'll get the stink eye from some people if you do, but it's not like, terrible. But because of that, everyone seems to just have like a better, easier commute on the trains and stuff like that. And it's just a nicer time because you're going to be like packed in like sardines on some of your trips, moving forward. Which in Tokyo, one of the funniest moments that happened was, okay, all the trains come like every 5 to 7 minutes, but everyone in Tokyo like does not want to be late to their train. They like hate missing trains. And so Josh and I were like, you know what? We also hate missing trains. We saw a packed train, 2 people stepped back, like just like 1 inch. We just hopped on the train right before the doors closed and then like squished this poor little Japanese lady. We're like, I'm so sorry. But then we're like stuck there the rest of the ride, like
just looking around.
Yeah.
Good luck trying to tell like a New Yorker on the subway that you can't blow your nose, you can't be loud.
Yeah.
They're like,
exactly. Exactly. No, in Japan, everyone's quiet. It's like awkward if you like talk to them.
It's all about being polite, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that, that's the goal, is just to like present like a put together version of yourself that's like kind and composed and has compassion. And it's pretty amazing that that's a cultural norm,
Yeah.
They've done a pretty awesome thing there. And I was looking it up trying to see how old it is, because obviously like all of Asia, not only Japan, has like an empirical past, but Japan has been inhabited since 30,000 BC.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
How crazy is that?
It's insane.
That was surprising for me to read. And then I was going to ask you, based on that, like, how did you feel like the preservation of their culture, like, and their past was? I know Tokyo's like very new, lots of neon signs is what I picture in my head, and like all this efficiency and innovations and stuff. But when you went to Kyoto, or even when you were in Tokyo, did you feel like they were still holding on to like their history and their culture like that?
Yeah, actually, that was probably one of the most magical things about Japan, was how they held on to and like preserved the history. One of the big attractions that we loved was just going to random shrines or like hiking up random mountains. But even within the city, you would find like some hidden little shrines. There's actually like kind of like a geocaching like group of people in the world that like look for old abandoned sites. And a lot of them apparently are in Japan, but a lot of them end up being like shrines or temples that have been like either forgotten about or like misplaced or like built around. So you could like literally turn a street corner, find like a school, a grocery store, and then like an old shrine. They have like a mixed zoning thing, which is kind of fun. So it's like really fun to see all these old buildings next to these new futuristic ones, and then like a park.
Yeah. They mix the culture well. It doesn't have to be one or the other, which is something we're trying to figure out in America, how to pull that off. Did you ever do geocaching? Were you?
I did it on accident, on a trip to Scotland. My friends and I were like leaning back on the rocks, and we picked up this Tupperware full of, I forgot exactly what was in it, but we had to put it back because we were like, oh, this is a geocache. But other than that, cool. I have not done geocaching.
I was into it for a hot second. I thought that was so cool. I mean, it's something that was like a viral, like global game of sorts that forced people to go outside. Come on. How many games force people to go outside?
I'm surprised that didn't. Yeah, like that should have taken off during the pandemic, because that would have been kind of cool, right?
Yes.
Well, maybe. Like, it depends. Like if
people
you're like worried about,
I don't want to touch whatever you left behind.
Yeah, but you could go outside, so that's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh, did you see any monkeys while you were there? I was doing some Googling and it was talking about monkeys.
Okay, so Japan loves their animals. So one of the places that we went to was this place called Arashiyama, which means Storm Mountain, which also sounds like a good name for one of those fancy toilets with the
I just purchased my Storm Mountain. It's coming on Tuesday.
Excellent. It was just like a bamboo forest, like really ancient, like bamboo stalks everywhere. And they had signs that said, do not disturb the monkeys. Do not pet their photo. Do not pet them or take their photos, because they are aggressive. So we were looking for these monkeys. We didn't really see them there, but there is this place that if we hiked up a little bit like more, there was like a place where you could like hang out with monkeys and like watch them dip in the hot springs and stuff like that because they're mountain monkeys.
Nice.
But speaking of animals, there's a lot of cool animal cafes in Japan. One of my favorite ones we went to was actually the owl cafe where you could pet owls like in their little forest.
What?
And they were so soft and adorable. And they would just like snuggle up to you like they're a cat. And it was like the cutest little thing ever.
Yeah, they're very docile, aren't they? They just kind of chill and relax. And I've pet a few owls in my day, which is so weird. But I have. Wow. At the farmer's market here in Orlando, there's always this little tiny owl named Luna. She's always ready to be pet.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a plug for Orlando right there. I'll be there.
An Orlando farmer's market plug. Wait, so there's cat cafes. There's owl cafes. We got anything else?
Oh yeah, hedgehogs, micro pigs. Hey.
Stop it.
A pig is a pig is big.
Leave it to Diana to rope pigs into this episode.
Yeah.
Did you go to either of those?
So we went to the Owl Cafe, and that was the last one before everything closed. But the micro pig would have been next. But the thing is, in Japan, since there's like such limited space, and you know, there's excuse me, there's a lot of like apartment owners and stuff like that. They don't really allow a lot of pets, so that's why these pet cafes and animal cafes are super popular because it's like, hey, come pet cats or hedgehogs or owls.
Or owls. I feel like a hedgehog is something I've never wanted to pet, so I wonder why, you know, of all the animals they could have chosen, why hedgehogs? What's up with that?
I saw a video, they like give you a glove and like a blanket, but you can still like hold them and pet them.
Stop. What? You have to put on like gardening gloves? That's
hedgehog gloves, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to take some of your videos that you took while you were there and post them so people can see what you're talking about, because I'm sure you got a million. Am I right?
Yes. It'll be exciting to show some of the other like high-tech stuff, such as the poop museum. The
poop museum? Was it shitty?
Oh! That's awesome. No, it wasn't. Stupid. It was pretty good. Yeah, no, that's great. But they have like a lot of like interactive, like cute things there. Surprisingly, like they had like a giant poop that erupted a poop volcano every like 30 minutes. But it was all like cute, like emoji poops. Hearing
that the poop museum was super interactive makes me worried. It's very interactive. You touch, feel, smell things. It was crazy.
You got in a little race car and slid down their porcelain tracks.
Wait a second. It's all making sense now. The race car in the porcelain tracks.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't real. I was just referencing the photo.
Damn it.
What was real though, like the weirdest part of the poop museum was actually the cat cafe. That wasn't cats, but it was poops that were furry with tails, and you could pet them. It's so weird.
No, wait a second. So they were trying to like personify the poops.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was like different colors, different sizes, all the same shape. Poop.
And they covered them in fur?
Asking Diana, were you terrified? Like that sounds a little scary. Like, what am I walking into here?
Oh, wait. I'm still confused. They're like rubber poops or something? They make them look like animals?
It's like if someone sculpted a poop emoji in real life, covered it in like pastel fur, and gave it a tail.
Was that a popular cafe?
It was in like this mall in like this super high-tech area called Odaiba, which is actually like a man-made island in Japan, and probably one of our favorite stays. Because they also had...
imagine seeing that here in America. People would be like boycotting that place, and there it's like...
No, they literally, like right when you walk in, there's like a mirror that you look into, and it says "No poop, no life." I'm like, oh, okay.
I like how it said it in English.
Well, it's called the Unko Museum because Unko means poop, so they had it in English, but they just called it Unko. And then the second best room was this room where you like scream into a microphone as loud as you can, "Ungo! Poop!" And it makes like a big like.
Ungo! If there's anything you learned from this episode, it's how to say poop in Japanese.
It's very important. But yeah, it would make this like giant interactive like poop on the wall grow, and like the point is to get the biggest poop.
like the louder you scream poop into the mic, the more. Oh, no. Oh my God! Wow, they just sound like they have so many various, different ways than us to entertain themselves. I want in on it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So many cool things about Japan. And I don't even want to like spoil them all yet because there's just so much to discover. Like you will find the high tech stuff, and then you will find like the shrines, and then you'll find the Unko Museum, which it's its own category.
Oh my gosh. We've talked so much about toilets and poop and how to say where's the bathroom in Japanese on this episode. But you know what? That is Diana Takes on Japan for you. That's producer Diana's experience. And I'm glad you had a lot of fun and we missed you. And don't leave to go anywhere that far away in the near future. Okay?
You got it.
Well, thanks for coming on today. We're going to wrap it up there. You guys go listen to Travel Nerds on YouTube. You can catch us on Twitter, travel_nerds. We got a Facebook, Travel Nerds, TikTok and Instagram. It's @Travel Nerds Pod. And have a great day. Later, nerds.